do you not overlook a prospect that's coming up?
Well, they're all professional fighters, so they act, you know, in accordance to whoever's fighting next, and they know I'm going to spend more time with that fighter. So they'll take a back seat, you know, and they had from Henry to Jerson to Freddie Carell, Omar, even Omar Shika, they don't mind. You know, and plus we got other good trainers, you know, working with them. You know, Al Velasquez works with Omar Shika, Mikey Rare helps me out with all the fighters, you know, and I got Joey Rivera. So I got, you know, good people around me that makes it easier for me. So, you know, I'm working with one fighter, they'll tend to the other fighters. So.
And your fighters trust these other trainers
Yeah,
as
they
well?
trust them. They're good people, every one of them. You know, they're highly qualified, without a doubt. They have the experience, and that's the thing, man. You gotta trust these guys, and boxing it's hard to get trust, you know. But you know, I trust them. I trust every fighter. You know, every trainer that I work with, I do trust every one of them.
I mean, you've been around boxing for a number of years. Are there other trainers that you look to? You like the way that they've trained their fighters, or there's some proven techniques that they've put into place that you have emulated? And
Oh yeah.
used with your boxers?
A lot of these trainers are old school. Al Cerdo is he's an old school guy. He knows, you don't gotta be a rocket scientist. You gotta have common sense, but you have to have the experience to make the right decisions and right moves in the gym with the fighters. And you gotta know what to say to a fighter. You know, from Teddy Atlas, watching him on TV, Emmanuel Stewart, I think he's the best. He's one of the best guys in the game, and maybe of all time. And then, you know, reading Charlie Goldman was a great trainer, Customato, you know, I could name you thousands of, and if, you know, you got cutmans that are great. You got Danny Milano, that's a great cutman, and to me, one of the greatest, without a doubt, person to have in your corner, if I could pick one guy, is Miguel Diaz from Vegas. He's like, I used to look at him, you know, growing up as a kid, I'd be like, man, this guy, everything he says, it hits it right on the button. I'm like, man, you know, and he's more of a motivational guy, and that's what my way of training fighters. I know how to motivate, press the right buttons to get these guys going. You gotta know how to do that.
We know each other. We've spent some time with each other at the fights and after the fights, and you really care for the fighters that you work with, which is impressive. I mean, these guys need not just somebody in the ring. We talked about Mike Tyson and the troubles that he ran into outside of the ring, and just not being surrounded by people that cared about him. You're able to get inside a trainer's head, inside a fighter's head, and care for him, and he trusts you without question.
Yeah, well, if they see your intent is good and you care about the fighter, they're going to give you 100%. And if you're one of those trainers that maybe you're in it for the money, or you're in it for personal gain, then you're not really a trainer. A real trainer is going to make that kid a world champion. And, you know, once you make a world champion, then people are going to recognize you, you know. I'm recognized, but I don't feel like I'm one of the best trainers in the game. I mean, I've watched all the great trainers, you know, I'm young. But, you know, I feel my time is coming, and, you know, all these guys that I'm working with right now, you know, all four of them have the ability to become a world champion. And, you know, I'm definitely going to make I don't want to make one world champion. I want to be greedy. I want to make all of them world champion, you know. And if I make them champion, it's only going to, you know, make me look good.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot in a minute. I'm going to give you some time to think about it, because we're going to take a break. But I want you to think about, over the break, the biggest success story in your own mind, in your own heart, from a fighter that may not have had all the skills and all the talent coming up, but you were able to work with it and bring out the best in it and made a true success story. So don't answer that yet. We're going to take a break. You're watching Knockout TV. Stick around. We're here with trainer Nettles Nasser. Don't go anywhere. We are back with Nettles Nasser. I'm Joe Horn with Knockout TV. I'm going to put you back on the spot now. I'm giving you the opportunity to take some time and think about it. Your biggest success story. Not the guy with the greatest amount of talent. Somebody that you had to chip away at stone and make a star out of.
Well, this is maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I had an amateur fighter named Baku, African guy. Kid couldn't fight a lick. I mean, he was good, he was strong, you know. And for him, you know, to win the Golden Gloves, he had to fight 4 times to win the Golden Gloves in New Jersey. And to me, that was, you know, the greatest accomplishment, because I to this day, when I see him driving around, he drives a taxi, and with him with his Golden Gloves, you know, to me,